Look at this. Cognac leather thrones, diamond-stitched seats, a rear cabin that makes first class look like economy, and 900 horsepower hiding underneath all of it. Now let me tell you why this changes everything about what a luxury SUV can be.
By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the 2027 Mercedes Maybach GLS 900 isn't just the most luxurious SUV ever built. It's a direct, calculated attack on Rolls-Royce's most loyal customers, and Mercedes knows exactly what they're doing. There is one feature buried in this car's rear cabin that Cullinan owners are not going to want to hear about. We'll get there. And I will tell you whether this car is actually worth its price. And my answer might genuinely surprise you. Here's what we're covering: the engineering decision nobody expected, the technology inside that redefines the entire segment, and the honest verdict on whether this belongs in your garage. Here's the thing nobody leads with when they review this car. People see those diamond-stitched seats, the walnut wood trim, the Maybach crests embroidered on every headrest below, and they immediately write it off. Rich person's family hauler. A chauffeur machine. Leather furniture on wheels. Wrong. What you're actually looking at is 900 horsepower wrapped in Napa leather. 900 horsepower. The BRABUS-tuned 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 under this hood doesn't just move this vehicle, it launches 6,200 pounds from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds flat. That's Porsche Cayenne Turbo territory. That's Lamborghini Urus territory. And while those two are busy screaming about how fast they are, the GLS 900 does it in near total silence, with a champagne flute sitting completely undisturbed in the rear console. That is not an accident. That is a philosophy. Maybach's entire engineering brief for this car was maximum capability, minimum evidence of effort. You don't feel the power. You feel nothing except the road disappearing quietly behind you. Here's my take, and I'm not softening it. This is the boldest engineering statement in the luxury SUV segment right now. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan makes 563 horsepower. The Bentley Bentayga Speed makes 626. The GLS 900 beats both by hundreds of horsepower while holding the composure of a floating hotel suite. That isn't just impressive. That's a statement of intent. But the powertrain is only half the story. Wait until you see what Maybach did inside. Step into the rear cabin of the GLS 900 and you stop thinking about the car. You start thinking about the destination and how little you want to arrive. Let's start with those executive rear seats. They're not comfortable. Comfortable is too weak a word for what's happening here. In the 4-seat configuration, the only configuration you should spec, your rear legroom extends to a documented 52.8 inches when the front seat moves forward to chauffeur position. That is 4 feet, 4 inches of personal legroom. In an SUV, both seats recline nearly flat, heat, cool, and deliver a full-body massage while you're moving. The quilted diamond-stitched leather and those Maybach-branded neck pillows aren't decoration, they're the product. Now, the rear entertainment and control system, because this is where I genuinely stopped and stared. Each rear passenger gets a dedicated tablet controller built into the center console between the seats, plus individual screens mounted directly into the front headrests. From those, you control everything: climate zones, seat position, massage intensity, ambient lighting, entertainment, without saying a word to the driver. You are entirely sovereign in the rear of this vehicle. That level of rear passenger autonomy doesn't exist in the Cullinan. It doesn't exist in the Bentayga. It lives here. Let me be honest with you for a second. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan is a masterpiece of handcrafted luxury, and I mean that sincerely, but its rear tech infrastructure feels like 2019 compared to what Maybach has built here. The Cullinan relies on tactile switches, bespoke materials, and artisanal presence. That's genuinely valuable. But the GLS 900 gives you that same material excellence and a tech ecosystem that's actually current. That combination is rare. And for a lot of buyers, it's decisive. Up front, the MBUX system runs on twin 12.3-inch displays, instrument cluster, and infotainment, embedded into a dashboard wrapped entirely in open-pore walnut and Napa leather. The steering wheel carries an actual wood rim, not veneer, not piano black plastic pretending to be something else. Genuine walnut grain, on your hands on every single drive. It's that level of consistency at every touchpoint that defines what Maybach is. Now, remember that thing I mentioned? The rear cabin feature Cullinan owners won't want to hear about? We're getting to it. But first, let me show you what this thing looks like from the outside.
Hold on. I need to stop here. Earlier, I said there was a rear cabin detail that Cullinan owners are not going to want to hear. Here's the partial answer. The GLS 900 delivers 52.8 inches of rear legroom in chauffeur mode. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan maxes out around 43 inches. In a car that starts at $330,000. The full picture, including what that means for your actual buying decision, is coming at the end. But let that number sit for a moment.
That Maybach grille commands immediate attention. Tall, chrome vertical slats filling nearly the entire front fascia, it is designed to be recognized from a block away. Pair that with the full LED adaptive headlights and their sharp daytime running light signature, and you get a front end that's simultaneously regal and aggressive. Think of a butler who knows exactly how to handle himself. The dimensions back up the presence. Overall length sits at 205 inches, just over 17 feet of vehicle. The wheelbase stretches 123.4 inches, which explains directly how that 52.8-inch rear legroom is physically achievable. Width without mirrors runs 79.9 inches. This is a commanding machine, and it wears that size with complete confidence on any road it occupies. Out back, these images reveal the full sport kit, carbon fiber rear diffuser, quad exhaust outlets, and LED taillights spanning nearly the full width of the tailgate. That light bar signature looks straight off a concept car stage. The 22-inch multi-spoke alloys fill the arches exactly as they should. No awkward gap, just pure, unapologetic presence. My design verdict: this ages beautifully. Mercedes doubled down on proportion and identity, not trends. Rolls-Royce has held this visual language for decades, and the Cullinan never looks dated. The GLS 900 is making that exact same long-term bet. I believe it wins. But a great-looking machine means nothing without the performance to justify it. Let's get under the hood. The GLS 900 runs a BRABUS-tuned 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, producing 900 horsepower and 922 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, 4.2 seconds. Top speed electronically limited to 155 miles per hour, and the engine is clearly engineered for considerably more. Compare that. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan makes 563 horsepower. The Bentley Bentayga Speed makes 626. The GLS 900 eclipses both and does it while delivering a ride quality that makes its competitors feel uncertain by comparison. Hot take: 900 horsepower in a vehicle this refined is completely, totally unnecessary. That is precisely why it is perfect. Now I know what you're thinking. Just tell me if I should buy it. We're almost there, but there's one more thing you need to know.
All right, here's where I get really honest with you. The question about whether the GLS 900 is worth its price involves that legroom number, the horsepower advantage over the Cullinan, and one factor about long-term ownership that nobody in this segment wants to discuss openly. I'm covering all three in the next 60 seconds. Stay with me.
Let's talk money. The 2027 GLS 900 in full Brabus configuration is estimated between $280,000 and $320,000 in the United States. The base Maybach GLS 600 starts at $181,350, so the 900 horsepower upgrade is a real premium. But hold that against the Rolls-Royce Cullinan starting at $330,000, and suddenly the GLS 900 looks like the calculated move. More of nearly everything for less money. 3 strengths. Being specific. First, the powertrain. 900 horsepower isn't a flex, it's a buffer. The engine never approaches its limit at legal speeds, which is precisely why the GLS 900 feels utterly composed at 80 miles per hour, while still holding supercar-grade acceleration on standby. That reserve translates to long-term mechanical serenity. Second, the rear passenger experience. The 52.8 inches of legroom, the reclining seats, the massage, the entertainment tablets, all established. but the champagne flute holders integrated directly into the center console. That is Maybach saying this car doesn't commute, it arrives every time. Third, the value case. More horsepower than the Cullinan, more technology, more legroom for up to $100,000 less. That is not a nuance, that is the entire argument. The weaknesses: no softening. Fuel economy: 15 mpg combined. Budget $5,000 to $7,000 annually depending on mileage. Manageable at this price point, but real money worth acknowledging. Exclusivity: Maybach moves significantly more units than Rolls-Royce. In Beverly Hills, South Beach, and Houston, you will see other GLS 900s. If rarity is part of the motivation, the Cullinan still owns that conversation. Depreciation: high-spec Mercedes vehicles historically lose resale value faster than Rolls-Royce. If this is a portfolio asset, factor that in before signing. My verdict: every loop closed. Buy this car if you want the finest rear seat in any production SUV, a powertrain that embarrasses its competition, and the quiet intelligence of spending $100,000 less than the Cullinan owner beside you. Pass if mythology and badge status matter more than substance. The GLS 900 rewards thinkers, not trend followers.
At the start of this video, I showed you that rear cabin. Cognac leather, diamond-stitched thrones, the kind of interior that stops a scroll completely cold. Now you know what's behind it. 900 horsepower, 52.8 inches of legroom, rear tech that puts the Cullinan to shame. A price tag $100,000 below the nearest competitor. I'll say it plainly. The 2027 Mercedes Maybach GLS 900 is the most intelligently engineered luxury SUV ever brought to American shores. Not the rarest, not the most exclusive, the most intelligent. Fight me in the comments. Want the full GLS 900 versus Rolls-Royce Cullinan breakdown? I covered that right here. Hit subscribe for more real talk on cars that actually matter. See you in the next one.